Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening, and welcome to our New York City Public Schools student teacher information session. If you are a student teacher, student teaching in New York City Public Schools during this school year, then this info session was designed just for you. So you're in the right place. Here we go. Before we begin, I just want to share some things about our webinar platform here. You can use the question and answer function to submit any issues that are coming up for you on the platform, any questions you might have, and we'll do everything we can to answer those questions throughout. We are recording this, so you will receive a recording after the session, so don't worry if you miss anything. You can also make sure to use the camera on your smartphone to scan any of the QR codes that we show throughout the webinar. But again, you'll get the recording, so if you miss anything, you will have it in your inbox shortly. So here is our agenda for tonight. First, we'll give a little overview of New York City Public Schools. Then I'll share a bit about our student teacher program. What are the benefits that you all can access as student teachers to help you through the application and job search process. I'll talk a little bit about what the application process looks like, share some best practices, talk about the job search process, and then we'll end with some next steps and questions. So we'll do a brief overview of New York City Public Schools. I'll give you a snapshot of the district. I'll talk a bit about why you should care about having a career here at New York City Public Schools, what are all the benefits, and what supports and opportunities could you expect as a New York City Public Schools teacher. So we can jump in here. Here we have a quote from our Chancellor, Melissa Aviles Ramos. We have many different roles, but a single shared goal, to build bright starts and bold futures for our children. When you join New York City Public Schools, you really join the largest and most dynamic school district in the nation. With over 900,000 students who speak over 180 languages and a network of 77,000 fellow teachers, New York City educators have the opportunity, the real privilege and responsibility to just jumpstart the next generation of innovators, leaders, and citizens. Students here in New York represent a wide range of backgrounds, identities, languages, and learning needs, and they need teachers who reflect their diversity and are ready and able to support their learning. So whatever your background, experiences, and skill sets are, I assure you there are New York City Public Schools students waiting for a teacher like you. New York City has 1,600 schools that are as diverse as our students and the distinctive neighborhoods that we serve. So from neighborhood schools with deep roots in their local community to small thematic schools in the performing arts, we have schools with a focus in STEAM, humanities, dual language schools. Whatever your interest or your passion may be, there is a school at New York City Public Schools for you. So you can really choose a school that fits your teaching philosophy and engage with a community of other like-minded professionals. Within our schools, our teachers build deep personal connections with their students, colleagues, and families that really support relationship building and learning outcomes. And I'll talk a little bit later about how you can find your fit in New York City Public Schools and navigate the job search process here in New York City. New York State passed a class size law, meaning that there are opportunities for educators in New York City, and these opportunities are only growing. We're hiring thousands of additional teachers this year to ensure that our classrooms citywide are in compliance with the law. So there are a lot of really exciting opportunities, and now is a really good time to be looking for a role as a teacher here in New York City. We're always growing, and we have new schools opening each year. So this fall we have 7 new schools opening. So make sure to look out for those. And our system is always growing. There's always new schools, and you have a lot of options to find the right fit for you. We also have a brand new website. So I really want you all to write this down, teachnyc.net. This is really the ultimate resource for all things related to teaching here at New York City Public Schools. So we have redesigned this website to really provide new resources and tools that help potential teacher applicants learn about New York City Public Schools and find the right pathway to teaching. Make sure you use our Pathway Finder tool And we're really excited to share this new resource with all of you. So who are we looking for? New York City Public Schools is dedicated to attracting and retaining the very best teachers for our schools. We're looking for passionate, collaborative, committed teachers who really reflect the incredible diversity of our student body. We're looking for educators who are passionate, really passionate about educating urban students, truly believe in the power education can make in students' lives. Our teachers really thrive on constant learning and collaboration with colleagues, and our teachers go above and beyond for students. They understand students' challenges and really embrace their potential. And we seek teachers who are as diverse as our students and who really want to help put our students on the path to college, career, and a lifetime of learning. Teachers have a long-term impact that extends well beyond the classroom. As student teachers, you are probably already seeing this. Teachers impact student achievement 2 to 3 times more than any other aspect of schooling. So among school-related factors, studies show that teachers matter most. When it comes to student performance on reading and math tests, teachers have 2 to 3 times the effect of any other school factor, and this includes services, facilities, even school leadership. So research has shown that a teacher's impact on their own class has what they call spillover effects for the entire school. So it's not just about the impact you make in your classroom. When you make an impact with your students, those students then go on to raise the level of achievement in their future classes. In a given school year, a teacher can make a huge impact on the students in their class. Students who read proficiently by the end of 3rd grade are significantly less likely to drop out of high school. And graduating from high school is associated with major life benefits, including, increased wealth, health, and likelihood of employment. So we really want to highlight what an important role teachers have in the classroom and what an impact you can make as a teacher here at New York City Public Schools. What are some of the benefits of teaching here? Well, you make a difference in the lives of your fellow New Yorkers, maybe even those in your local community. You focus on building a better future using your skills to help develop the nation's next leaders, innovators, and educators. And you build relationships with colleagues dedicated to a shared goal. You'd be joining a robust network of over 70,000 teachers here. Here we have some teacher testimonials. So you can hear from 2 New York City Public Schools teachers. Sergio on the left here graduated from Brooklyn College and teaches middle school English language arts. If you're here, it's because you are passionate about education and helping students learn in the most diverse city in the world, he says here. On the right, we have Charlene. Charlene teaches science in a high school that's focused on supporting English language learners. And she has the opportunity to support students during these critical years as they're learning English and preparing for college study in the health sciences. So she says, working and living in New York City affords you a range of opportunities you don't see elsewhere. I have a brief video here that I want to show you so you can hear from one of our teachers directly. So I'll just pull that up here, one moment.
I've always wanted to work with kids. My bachelor's degree was in psychology and sociology. I decided that instead of going that route, I wanted to pursue my education master's and start teaching. What's beautiful about teaching now is that we are all in this together. We all work together. We all collaborate together. I'm here to facilitate. I'm not here to lecture them for the entire period. They get to experience learning with each other. They get to experience making mistakes and learning from their mistakes. They get to experience exploring. Go for it. Being a teacher is like no other career. It's just so amazing how you can come into a building and work with a group of kids. You're shaping the future. Working in the community that I grew up has made me the person that I am today. I know the world better, and that's because I am a teacher and I work at PS 178 and I work in New York City and I work in Washington Heights, and I love it.
All right, we love giving you the opportunity to hear from our teachers directly. And I want to share a little bit about what salary you can expect as a New York City Public Schools teacher. We offer competitive salary and benefits here. On September 14th, 2026, salaries will start at $71,314 for those with a bachelor's and no teaching experience, and $80,166 for those with a master's and no teaching experience. Teacher starting salaries will vary based on their education and experience. You can also earn additional compensation for teaching after school or teaching in summer school programs and for teaching in demanding environments. Our office is unable to predict exactly what your starting salary will be based on your experience and educational attainment, regardless of the teaching pathway that you are on. You can, however, estimate your starting salary by visiting the UFT's salary schedule. So you can scan this QR code and see that salary schedule. This outlines opportunities for salary increases based on your previous teaching experience, your longevity at New York City Public Schools, and your educational credits. So all teachers begin at the base salary and then apply for salary steps and differentials using the salary application system after they begin teaching. So if you're eligible for a higher salary due to experience, educational attainment, you must apply for a salary step once you begin teaching full-time at New York City Public Schools. So you cannot apply before then. We also have a dedicated webinar where we talk about salary, and we have a recording of this webinar on our website, teachnyc.net. So if you want to hear more about this, you can also go to our website and watch that webinar as well. I want to share some information on what you could expect your salary to be in the future at New York City Public Schools. So if you were in your 8th year of teaching with your master's and you had 30 credits on top of your master's, and you took some professional development courses, you would be at $106,907 as your yearly salary. If you then had 15 years of teaching experience at New York City Public Schools with that master's degree and those credits and those same professional development courses, you'd be making $128,277 a year. Remember, this is using the pay scale for the 2026 school season. So these rates are subject to increase with the yearly raises negotiated on your UFT contract as well. You can find additional resources regarding salaries on the well, here you can scan these QR codes. We have UFT resources, offered by our office. And as I said, we also have this salary webinar recording, a whole dedicated info session where we talk about salary. So make sure to scan these. Again, we'll be sending out the recording, so not to fear if you don't have an opportunity to scan them all. We offer competitive benefits here at New York City Public Schools, including comprehensive health insurance plans that include dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Some of these plans require no employee contribution. We also offer annual retention bonuses, prorated during your first year and increasing each year. As a New York City Public Schools teacher, you're also a member of the United Federation of Teachers. You're also enrolled in a pension plan. New York City Public Schools employees are eligible for many additional benefits as well, including commuter benefits, a college savings program, and employee discounts on everything from technology and media to travel and education. In addition, scholarships, financial incentives, and other special programs are available for many employees as well. There are also some exciting loan forgiveness programs that you could be eligible for as a New York City Public Schools teacher. New York City Public Schools employees may also be eligible for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. The PSLF program forgives the remaining balance on your direct loans after you've made the equivalent of 120 qualifying monthly payments and while working full-time for an eligible employer. So you can scan here to learn more about this program as well. New teachers in New York City really hit the ground running with the professional resources and learning opportunities that they need, really tailored just for new teachers. So in addition to all of the career development opportunities that you have throughout your teaching career, there are a lot of supports that are designed just to support you as new teachers. These are in person, online, and in community settings. So I want to highlight New Teacher Week. New Teacher Week is an annual event where new teachers get inspiration from special guest speakers, learn about key policies, engage with the United Federation of Teachers, or the UFT, and just network with fellow teachers. It's a really exciting week. There's also school-based mentoring. New hires with an initial or Trans B license are assigned an experienced and trained mentor teacher who supports your professional growth throughout your first year. There's also the First Class newsletter, which is a monthly digital bulletin for all first-year teachers, spotlighting vetted resources, teaching tips, and answering common new teacher questions. So a really great resource for you during that first year as well. Teachers in New York City Public Schools, no matter where they are in their careers, also have access to professional development opportunities at their schools. So this includes coaching, professional development days, and after-school learning opportunities. In addition to all the supports that are school-based, there are also optional development opportunities made available by various teams, including New York City Public Schools offices and the UFT. There are also digital resources for busy teachers to find resources for their classroom and regularly stay connected to opportunities and extend their learning impact. I have another video here I want to show you so you can get a sense of what this mentorship looks like.
I was fortunate that my principal let me become her mentor. I feel it makes teaching even more enjoyable because you're responsible to hear out your mentees' ideas, and we get to learn from each other, like our different teaching styles.
Being open to feedback, because at the end of the day, your mentor wants you to be a better teacher. They're not trying to criticize you.
To be a new teacher coming to New York City, it can be intimidating, and to know that you're going to have someone within your academic subject area to support you is something that I think everyone should know that is offered from New York City.
We have a lot of phys ed teachers that were able to collaborate, we're able to share ideas to make the experience better for the students. Some students are individual and some do have different triggers. It's nice to ask a veteran teacher, you had this student for 3 years, what did you do that helped this student?
Other people have the same issues. It's not just you. You're not alone on an island. Like, other people are experiencing the same thing, veteran teachers, rookie teachers.
We're very fortunate here, and being able to just bounce ideas off and learn from what other people are doing is just so great.
So as a new teacher, you could expect to be supported by your mentor. And it's nice to hear from a teacher and their mentor how impactful that relationship can be. I want to give you a sense of opportunities over the course of your career as a teacher to step into teacher leader roles. So you can earn up to an additional $20,000 per year. And teacher leader responsibilities include leading a laboratory classroom, facilitating professional collaborations, coaching peers and colleagues, advocating in leadership conversations. You can be a model teacher, a master teacher, a peer collaborative teacher, and you can scan this QR code to get a better sense of, over the course of your career, what might these leadership and development opportunities look like. I want to transition now to talk a bit about the New York City Public Schools Student Teacher Program. What are the benefits? What are the events that are coming up that you don't want to miss, and how to make sure you're on our list to make sure you're hearing about all these opportunities as they come up. So our flagship Student Teacher Program is in collaboration with host schools, universities, and principals who are looking to hire new talent. And we provide student teachers with access to a wide range of exclusive resources, including career development opportunities, information sessions, really designed to help student teachers transition into the next phase of their careers. So this includes personalized mentorship, which we were just speaking about, As a student teacher, your cooperating teacher or your mentor teacher is selected by both the principal and your college or university representative. As exemplary educators, they've undergone training to effectively supervise your student teaching experience, guiding you through practical challenges and enhancing your learning. If you're student teaching with us right now, hopefully you're building this relationship with your mentor, benefiting from their expertise. And if you're student teaching with us next semester, you can look forward to this personalized mentorship. We also have personalized application sessions that are information sessions like this one that are designed for student teachers to support you as you navigate the application and hiring journey. There are also exclusive professional development opportunities where you can engage in professional learning sessions that are really designed to bridge your student teaching experience with New York City Public Schools' key instructional priorities and prepare you for that first day of teaching. There's also a monthly student teacher newsletter. So you're definitely going to want to be on this newsletter to make sure you can stay informed, get all the updates, tips, and hear about opportunities to really make the most of your student teaching experience. We also offer early commitment support. So you can connect with hiring managers in priority districts as early as March to really get ahead in the job search. So student teachers that are hired in high need subject areas by June 15th could be eligible for a one-time bonus. So this past year, stipends range from $2,000 to $3,000. So we really want to make sure that our student teachers have everything that they need, have the support that they need to really benefit from those early commitments, stipends, and opportunities. We also offer informational webinars. So webinars that teach effective networking, interviewing skills, talk about navigating the job search process, and really just give some valuable insights into researching schools, crafting that standout teacher resume, making sure that you're on track to progress toward certification. So you really should scan this QR code here and take this brief survey to make sure that you're on our list to be notified about all of these opportunities and more. I have this QR code again on upcoming slides, so no worries if you missed it there. As part of the student teacher program, we offer a range of events and opportunities that are designed for you. As I said, information sessions like this one, job search workshops, networking events, professional learning sessions, career and professional readiness workshops. So on the slide here, you can see examples of events we held last year, including an information session and a networking event that were both designed specifically for student teachers. Our team is planning a big networking event for student teachers in January. So you're going to want to make sure you're reading that monthly newsletter, filling out that survey so you're not missing these opportunities. In a survey, last year student teachers shared some great feedback about their experience when they were student teaching in New York City Public Schools classrooms. One student teacher said, "I really feel that student teaching has prepared me to be a better teacher." Another said, "Student teaching made me want to be part of the school community." And another said, "I had space to explore, try new things, and find my way as a teacher I want to be." So we love hearing from student teachers. We want to make sure that you have the support and resource to secure full-time employment at New York City Public Schools after you graduate so you can continue to build on this student teaching experience. So when the application opens in January, make sure you really apply early, take advantage of those early networking and hiring opportunities, and take advantage of that full scope of opportunities that are available for the next school year. Some other results from the survey, 50% of student teachers accept full-time jobs in the districts where they taught, where they were student teaching. So it really speaks to the value of the connections that you're making during this time, really asking questions, and we'll talk a little bit later about how you can really build on the relationships that you're forming right now as you embark on your job search. A 2024 New York City Public Schools first-year teacher said, "For those who value connection, purpose, and the joy of helping others reach their potential, teaching is not just a job, it's a calling." As I said, we love to hear from student teachers. So if you are student teaching right now in the fall 2025 semester, we want to hear about your experience. so that we can make the experiences of our student teachers as supportive as possible, and so that we can share feedback from student teachers like you in spaces like this. So please, if you're a student teacher right now, take a moment to take this survey. Again, we'll send it out after the session as well. Before I move on, I just wanted to bring these two QR codes up again. On the left, if you scan it, it will take you to an article to talk about all the benefits of the student teacher program here at New York City Public Schools. And on the right, if you scan that QR code, you can fill out that short survey to make sure you're on our list to be notified about all these opportunities as they come up. So I'll dive in now to talk about the application process, how you can apply, the timelines, and the deadlines. As I said, the application opens in January, so this is a really good opportunity for you to make a plan and really be ready to hit the ground running. All New York City teachers must hold a valid teaching certificate from the New York State Education Department. The New York State teacher certification is a requirement for a permanent teaching position at New York City Public Schools. So most of our applicants have already earned their certification, or they will have it by the time they plan to begin full-time teaching. So for most of you, you're probably in a teacher preparation program. So you will need to apply for your certification. And when you submit your application, you'll have to submit documentation showing that you're on track to earn this certification. So you do not need to wait until your certification is finalized in order to apply. I'll talk more about this later. There are a few unique opportunities if you aren't yet certified that we'll talk about later. But for most of you, if you're student teaching and you're enrolled in a teacher preparation program, you'll be submitting documentation showing that you're on track to be certified, and you could really apply. If you will be certified by September, you could apply right when that application opens in January. I want to share a little bit about our internship certification opportunities for those of you who are not graduating this year, but are 50% of the way or at least halfway through an approved New York State graduate program leading to an initial certificate. You can apply to teach under an internship certificate. So you could start full-time teaching, get that hands-on teaching experience while you are finishing your degree, and begin earning a full-time teaching salary while you're still in school. If this applies to you, you should fill out the New York City Public Schools teacher application when it opens, and then you'll upload a letter from your university about your internship certification eligibility. So that would be your next step. And this is for folks who are not graduating this year, but are 50% of the way at least through a graduate program that would lead to certification. For those of you who are certified now or will be, before January, when our application opens in January, you can apply for immediate full-time teaching opportunities that are available between now and March of 2026. So candidates can fill out this application right now if you are certified, or if you're eligible for an internship certificate. You can fill this out now as well. So everyone must complete the New York City teacher application on teachnyc.net. Anyone who is interested in teaching must complete that application. When you're applying to teach in New York City Public Schools, you should think of several important action steps. Oftentimes, teacher candidates want to know, should they wait to be certified before they apply? I can't say it enough. Definitely don't wait to be certified before you apply. It could delay your potential employment. If you expect to be certified by September, you should submit the application when it opens in January. This slide shows the full application process. You can see the full range of steps. First, you'll complete the common profile, which I'll talk about shortly. Then you'll submit the New York City Public Schools teacher application. Our application team then reviews your application. And if you are approved, you'll be entered into the new teacher finder, which is our database where you can see all of the open jobs across the city and reach out to principals to apply. Then you begin your job search. We'll talk about some tips a little bit later. And then you start your teaching career here at New York City Public Schools. So how do you get started in January when the application opens? Well, this is a screenshot of teachnyc.net, our website. At the top of the website, you can click Apply Today, and this drop-down menu will open showing all of our applications. Right now, you see our Certified Mid-Year Opportunities is open, and our Certified Teacher application is closed. In January, that Certified Teacher application will open, and you can click right here to apply. So this is the best place to go to see which applications are open and closed. You can also click the Get Notified button to make sure you're one of the first people to know when that application does open. We know that many of you are graduating this year, so we put together a dedicated resource really outlining the steps that you need to take as a recent graduate to get a teaching job for fall of 2026. So note that these steps don't necessarily have to be completed in order. We'll walk through some of them, but I wanted to just share this resource for you as well, which will again be in the follow-up email. As a note, before you even have access to the application, just to give you a sense of what you'll see when it does open, there are two different parts to the application. So the first part is the applicant profile, and the second part is the teacher application. So you must complete both of these sections in order to fully submit your application. As part of the applicant profile, you'll have to submit account information and work eligibility information. So this part will ask for basic contact information. It will ask you questions regarding your work eligibility. To be eligible to work in New York City, you must meet citizenship and/or residency requirements. You must complete all parts of the eligibility question, especially if you answered yes to the work authorization status, and indicate your specific, and you will be required to indicate your specific work authorization status. You'll be asked to provide information about your education, your high school and post-secondary education. If you hold advanced or multiple degrees, you'll enter all of that information. You'll provide information about your experience and your references as well. And then additional information, you can attach your resume in this section. Attachments can't exceed 1 megabyte in size, so that's just a warning there. We encourage you to upload your resume as a PDF to make sure that your formatting is preserved. And as you progress through the teacher application, you can customize your resume when you complete your profile and apply for specific positions. So once you submit it, it is not something that you can't go back and make changes to as well. You'll also be asked to read through a disclaimer and release statement to just acknowledge submission of information into our application system. The second part of this process is the New York City teacher application. So the main items required for the application are certification documentation. So you'll submit either proof of certification or you'll submit a letter from your university stating that you're on your way to be certified by September 2026. You'll submit some work history information, some academic history information, and some professional references as part of this section as well. Additional components include submitting a personal statement, and we're really looking for evidence that just demonstrates that you're a polished professional who has thoughtfully submitted an application to New York City Public Schools. As part of your job search profile, there are multiple questions that allow you to specify preferences for grade levels, boroughs, and program type. So you'll be able to select your grade level preferences in this part of the application. This preference should match your certification areas, so don't select a preference for a grade level that you are not certified to teach. You can also select a borough preference, so you can indicate the locations you'd be most interested in finding a job. As you might know, New York City Public Schools is the largest school district in the country, operating over 1,600 schools across the 5 boroughs. So therefore, understanding your preferences in terms of where you'd like to work is really important for our staff. So the first question looks at your top 3 borough preferences. If you're only willing to accept a position in 1 or 2 boroughs, please mark those 1 or 2 in the first and second preference sections, and then mark no preference for the third option. You are able to revisit this section as often as you'd like. So if your circumstances change throughout the hiring season, you will be able to adjust the preferences that you shared previously. You'll also be asked about District 75. District 75 is a non-geographic district here in New York City that provides quality and rigorous individualized educational programs to students with significant challenges. If you are in an eligible certification area, your resume could be shared with District 75 schools in the geographic regions you've specified. You can also indicate interest in working in District 75 to help those principals focus on your application. For each certification or extension that you hold, you'll be asked to input the following information that you see here: your certification status, your certification type, the subject area, the grade level, the issue date or the expected issue date, which might be relevant for most of you, and your educational pathway to certification. So did you attend a traditional teacher preparation program? Did you participate in New York City Teaching Fellows? Probably not relevant to most of you. You would indicate that you attended a traditional teacher preparation program. You will again need to enter this information for each certification that you hold. You will be asked to submit proof of your certification. One of the most common reasons why teacher candidates' applications get held up during the review process is that they do not upload the correct or current documentation showing that they're certified and or on track to be certified. So if you're someone who already holds New York State teacher certification, you will submit an electronic copy of your current unexpired teacher certificate, or you can submit a screenshot of your Teach account that shows your active New York State certification. If, as many of you might be, you are on track to receive your New York State teacher certification by September of this upcoming year, you must submit an on-track letter completed by your college or university, just stating that you're on track to be certified by September 1st. You can find a sample of one of these letters if you scan this QR code here. This is also on our website, teachnyc.net, so there are many ways to access this. And your school can provide this letter for you to submit on your application. Here is our application timeline to give you a sense of when things happen. The application typically opens in January and then remains open through the summer. There's a lot of mid-year hiring that takes place during the early winter months, and then principals begin hiring and interviewing for the following school year. As I said, early commitment is an initiative for candidates who are certified in high need subject areas so that they're able to accept positions in certain districts prior to school budgets being released for peak hiring. So this year, we even had a stipend available for eligible high need subject area candidates who accepted an early commitment before June 16th. So you really, if you can, want to have an opportunity to take advantage of those stipends and opportunities. So there are definitely incentives to submit your application as early as possible when that application opens in January. And then peak hiring is June through August. If you submit your application by March 5th, you may be eligible for early commitment opportunities, which means you could secure one of these early job opportunities, and you could earn an early commitment stipend. Job search supports include invitations to in-person and virtual networking events that are specifically for early commitment schools. You have opportunities to participate in school tours, access to vacancy lists for early commitment schools, and you'll get invited to virtual job search workshops. So there are a lot of great reasons to submit your application before March 5th to make sure that you're eligible for these early commitment opportunities. So that's our first deadline will be Thursday, March 5th. So definitely mark that in your calendars. So really to sum everything up, in order to teach at New York City Public Schools, you must be certified. So complete the requirements and make sure you're applying for your New York State teaching certificate. But again, you do not need to wait to be certified to apply. Then you submit your application. at teachnyc.net. Just click apply now at the top of the screen. Make sure that you're on all of our lists to be notified. You can click notify me on the teachnyc.net website to make sure you're notified when that application opens in January. And then find your position. So start your outreach and networking. Every eligible teacher is responsible for their own job placement, but we'll talk about some tips and tricks, and there are really dedicated sessions to help student teachers with that process as well, which is why we want to make sure we have you on our student teacher list and we can invite you to all of those events as they come up. All right, so now we'll talk about finding your fit. I'll share a bit about opportunities in high need subject areas. I'll also talk a bit about our early childhood settings as well, for those of you who are interested in early childhood. We'll talk about some tips for finding the right position and the new teacher finder, which is where you can browse all of the open jobs across the city. One way you can promote success in your job search is by considering districts, neighborhoods, and schools where your talents are really most needed. If you're certified in certain high need subject areas, this is especially true. If you are really determined to work here, you should also think strategically about where you're looking for a position. If you want to go where the jobs are, really consider teaching in the Bronx and Brooklyn. This year, 52% of our new hires occurred in schools in these two boroughs. If it's important for you to work at New York City Public Schools and you want to be strategic, definitely consider the Bronx and Brooklyn. It's really important that you find a school that's the right fit for you, but don't exclude schools because they're slightly out of your comfort zone or in a different borough from where you live. Really, almost all of our schools are easily accessible by public transportation, and we have students who need great teachers in all 5 boroughs. While we hire across all certification areas and backgrounds, we do want to highlight the current hiring priorities for New York City Public Schools. These priorities can shift from year to year based on the needs of our schools. If you're not yet certified or you're considering adding an extension to your certification, these are really areas where principals will be hiring and where there is high demand for more teachers to be certified. So we encourage you to consider one of these areas where teachers are in high demand or an extension. I want to share a bit about our early childhood education settings. Studies show that children enrolled in quality early childhood are better prepared academically, socially, and emotionally to succeed in elementary school and beyond. So this is why New York City Public Schools has made it a priority over the last several years to provide high quality early child care programs for all New Yorkers. With that goal in mind, our pre-K initiative is currently servicing all 32 districts, supporting 40,000 students. So early childhood teachers in New York City can work in one of 4 settings: district schools, pre-K centers, charter schools, or community-based organizations known as CBOs. So you can see the 4 settings represented on this My Schools map, which is a free online resource for all prospective teachers. You can scan that QR code to take a look at that map for yourself. Each of the settings is represented by a different colored hand, which you can see on the map on the right side of your screen here. There are opportunities in early childhood for certified teachers and uncertified teachers. So if you're already certified, you can teach as a certified lead teacher, you can teach as an education director, and if you're not yet certified, you can also teach as a lead teacher on a study plan. You can work as an assistant teacher or a teacher's aide. So if you're interested in these opportunities, make sure to scan these QR codes. Go to our website, teachnyc.net. We have a bunch of pages dedicated to early childhood and a lot of really great opportunities in this area. So how do you find the right position? Well, firstly, you make sure you're researching schools online, using the new teacher finder, and really capitalizing on your networks. We'll talk a little bit about this. As a student teacher, we know you're in a unique position in terms of networking because you're already on the ground in New York City Public Schools. So here are some ways you can really leverage those relationships to support your job search. First, Ask the principal of your school if they have any vacancies for the fall. Make sure you're connecting with teachers at your school about their networks, openings that they hear about. Ask your field supervisor about district connections they may have, and make sure you're connecting with your fellow classmates about their student teaching experiences, opportunities that might exist at their schools as well. So by registering for the student teacher program, you'll have access to career and professional development events that are exclusive to you as student teachers. So make sure again that you fill out that survey and take advantage of these opportunities to support your job search. Once your application is reviewed and accepted, you will then be admitted to the new teacher finder, which is your best friend in your job search. So in the new teacher finder, your application profile will be viewable to principals and recruiters, and you'll be able to search for teaching positions. It's important to know that not all principals list positions in the NTF, but many do, and this will give you a sense of what's out there. So principals may not post positions, but they could be looking and reviewing resumes within the new teacher finder to find candidates that could be a good fit for their school. So you really want to be in this in the new teacher finder and available through this resource to principals. If you're certified in a high need subject area, you may receive invitations to New York City Public Schools sponsored recruitment events that are during the spring or summer. I'll talk a little bit about how to use the new teacher finder. This is a screenshot of what it looks like. After selecting search all positions on the left panel, you can then filter for the position type, your preferred borough, grade level, subject area. Principals enter their vacancies into the NTF, and while you can express interest via the NTF, you should also just email the principals directly. During your job search process, you can learn more about specific schools online. If you go to schools.nyc.gov and use the school search feature right on the homepage, you can search for schools by name, borough, or grade level to help you narrow down your options. However, you'll want to remember that the tool lists every school in our system, not just those with openings. So once you've identified schools that interest you, you'll need to contact them directly to inquire about position availability at that school. If you click on an individual school's name, it will take you to a page that contains a wealth of information about that school. You can click on the school website to go directly to that school specific site. You can click on overview to see data about their grade levels, enrollment, district, and more. You can click on school quality for direct links to quality guides and reports about the school. And you can click on reports for additional information about programs, finances, and more. As you are conducting your job search, you'll really want to think about ways to help you stand out virtually. So this can include creating a portfolio, ensuring your cover letter and resume are strong, clear and specific, and potentially uploading videos of demo lessons. You can upload all this information in the spotlight section of the new teacher finder so that principals can see it when they view your application. You can also send this information to principals and hiring managers via email when you're conducting your outreach. Note that your demo lesson should be uploaded to an online platform like Google or Dropbox, and then you can include the link in your portfolio. With the right strategies and approaches, you certainly can find the position that's right for you. I want to just quickly touch on some next steps and questions here. A key resource in your job search and application process is our online support center. We have hundreds of articles that cover what it's like to work at New York City Public Schools, the certification process, the job search process, onboarding, mentorship, and more. Through our online support center, you can also submit a help ticket to hear from someone from our team who can pull up your application, talk to you in more specifics about your unique situation. So this is a really key resource. You can scan this QR code, or you can access our online support center at any time. If you go to teachnyc.net, and you'll see our online support center is linked as a resource. Please make sure to follow us on social media. We have all of our accounts here, and we want to hear, as I said, we want to hear from student teachers. Please share your experiences, use the hashtag TeachNYC, and we really want to hear from you.